Welcome to The Poetry Lover. Today I will read for you guys a poem from a poet from Lithuania. His name is Al Zolynas. He was born in 1945. I will read the poem from this book that I used to read a poem last time. The poem was from Antonio Machado, a Spanish poet. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys can look it up. A couple of weeks ago, I read this poem by Antonio Machado in English because this book is an international anthology called A Book of Luminous Things. And today I selected this poem by Al Zolynas, and I will read this little introduction that talks about him and his work, and then I will read for you the poem. Al Zolynas, 1945. Al Zolynas, a California poet of Lithuanian origin, teaches in San Diego. This poem is a good example of the bond between teacher and youngsters, though that bond is not always of such intensity. The poem is called Love in the Classroom. For my students, afternoon, across the garden in Green Hall. Someone begins playing the old piano, a spontaneous piece, amateurish and alive, full of a simple, joyful melody. The music floats among us in the classroom. I stand in front of my students, telling them about sentence fragments. I ask them to find 10 fragments in the 21 sentence paragraph on page 45. They've come from all parts of the world: Iran, Micronesia, Africa, Japan, China, even Los Angeles. And they're still eager to please me. It's less than halfway through the quarter. They bend over their books and begin. Hamid's lips move as he follows the tortuous labyrinth of English syntax. Joshi sits erect, perfect in her pale makeup, legs crossed, quick pulse minutely jerking her right foot. Tony, from an island in the South Pacific, sprawls limp and relaxed in his desk. The melody floats around and through us in the room, broken here and there, fragmented, restarted. It feels mid-Eastern, but it could be jazz or the blues. It could be anything from anywhere. I sit down on my desk to wait, and it hits me from nowhere, a sudden, sweet, almost painful love for my students. Never mind, I want to cry out. It doesn't matter about fragments, finding them or not. Everything's a fragment, and everything's not a fragment. Listen to the music, how fragmented, how whole, how we can't separate the music from the sun falling on its knees, on all the greenness, from this movement, how this moment contained all the fragments of yesterday, and everything we'll ever know of tomorrow. Instead, I keep a coward's silence. The music stops abruptly. They finish their work and we go through the right answers, which is to say, we separate the fragments from the whole. Okay, this was the poem by Al Zolynas, Lithuanian poet. If you liked it, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed to The Poetry Lover, please subscribe. See you next time.